Success demands your comfort, and most people will never understand that because they are addicted to feeling safe, secure, and satisfied with average. But if you truly want greatness, you have to understand something at a deep level. Comfort is the enemy of growth. You cannot stay in the same routine, think the same thoughts, hang around the same energy, and expect a different life. That's not how success works. Success will test you early in the morning when the alarm rings and your body says, just 5 more minutes. Success will test you late at night when everyone else is sleeping and you still have work to do. Success will test you when your friends are going out, relaxing, laughing, and you have to choose between temporary fun and long-term freedom. And in those moments, you will either choose comfort or you will choose growth. See, the average person wakes up and asks, what do I feel like doing today? But the successful person wakes up and says, what must be done today? That's the difference. Your feelings don't determine your future, your discipline does. Every time you push past what feels easy, you build a new level of strength. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you separate yourself from the crowd. And that separation is painful, it's lonely, it's uncomfortable, but that's where greatness lies. Nobody talks about the silent sacrifices, the missed invitations, the doubts, the criticism, the moments you question yourself. Nobody sees the tears, the frustration, the mental battles. They only see the victory at the end. They see the trophy, but not the training. They see the applause, but not the adversity. What you must understand is that success charges rent every single day, and the rent is paid in discomfort. You have to be willing to stretch beyond what you think you can handle. You have to embrace pressure instead of running from it. Pressure is not your enemy, it's your preparation. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles grow under resistance. Character is built under challenge. If your life feels uncomfortable right now, that might be the sign you're leveling up. Stop running back to what feels easy just because it feels familiar. Growth will always feel unfamiliar at first. When you start waking up earlier, it feels hard. When you start working harder, it feels exhausting. When you start disciplining your habits, it feels restrictive, but over time, that discomfort becomes your new normal. And once discomfort becomes normal, you become unstoppable. The truth is, most people want success, but they don't want the lifestyle that creates it. They want the rewards without the requirements. They want the spotlight without the sacrifice. But success doesn't negotiate. It doesn't lower its standards because you're tired. It doesn't slow down because you're afraid. It simply asks, how bad do you want it? And your answer is not in your words, it's in your actions. So when your body says quit, train it to say one more rep. When your mind says stop, teach it to say keep going. When fear whispers you're not ready, respond with action anyway. Because the moment you consistently choose growth over comfort is the moment your life begins to transform. Comfort will keep you safe, but it will also keep you small. Discomfort will stretch you, challenge you, and sometimes break you, but it will also build you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. And if you can learn to embrace that process, if you can learn to love the grind, if you can discipline yourself to move forward no matter how uncomfortable it feels, then success won't just be a dream, it will be your reality. Success demands your time, and time is the one thing you can never get back once it's gone. Everybody says they want to win. Everybody says they want to be great. Everybody says they want financial freedom, respect, impact, but very few are willing to pay the real price. And the real price is not money, it's not talent, it's not even connections. The real price of success is time. You have to give your hours when nobody is clapping for you. You have to invest your mornings when the world is still sleeping. You have to sacrifice your nights when your friends are scrolling, laughing, relaxing, and being comfortable. Success does not respond to convenience. It responds to commitment. The average person treats time like it's unlimited. They waste it, they spend it on distractions. They invest it in things that produce nothing. But the successful person treats time like oxygen, precious and necessary. Every minute matters. Every hour has purpose, because what you repeatedly do with your time eventually shapes your future. If you spend 3 hours a day improving your craft, studying, practicing, building, growing, that may not look like much today, but over a year, over 5 years, that consistency becomes power. That discipline becomes skill. That investment becomes results. See, most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. They quit too early because they don't see immediate results. But success is not microwave success. It's slow cooked. It requires patience. It requires repetition. It requires showing up again and again and again, even when progress feels invisible. There will be days when you're tired, days when your mind feels exhausted, days when motivation disappears. And in those moments, you must remember that motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. Success doesn't ask you how you feel, it asks you what you're doing. Are you using your time wisely? Are you investing in growth? Or are you entertaining distractions? Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. When you say yes to scrolling for hours, you say no to building your dream. When you say yes to procrastination, you say no to progress. Time is neutral. It doesn't care how you use it, but your future will absolutely reflect how you used it. The champions understand delayed gratification. They understand that short-term sacrifice leads to long-term success. They don't chase comfort, they chase consistency. They don't look for quick applause, they build lasting impact. And here's the truth, you don't find time, you make time. You don't have time, you prioritize time. If something truly matters to you, it will show in your schedule. If your dream is real, it will show in your daily habits. Stop saying you don't have enough time. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference is how you choose to use them. Success demands that you guard your time like it's gold. Protect your mornings, protect your focus. Protect your energy, because once time is gone, it's gone forever. You cannot rewind it. You cannot refund it. You cannot negotiate with it, and one day you will either look back with pride because you invested your time wisely, or with regret because you wasted it carelessly. The choice is yours every single day, so ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now moving me closer to my goal? Is this activity building my future or stealing from it? When you start asking better questions about your time, you start getting better results in your life. Success demands your time, not sometimes, not when it's convenient, not when you feel inspired, but every single day. And if you are willing to give it your focused, disciplined, intentional time consistently, then success won't be something you wish for. It will be something you earn. Success demands your excuses, and that's where most people lose the battle before it even begins. Everybody has a reason why they can't start, why they can't continue, why it's too hard, why the timing isn't right. But if you want greatness, you have to understand that excuses are comfort disguised as logic. They sound smart. They sound reasonable. They even sound justified. I'm tired. I don't have enough money. Nobody supports me. I'll start next week. But at the end of the day, an excuse is still a wall you build between you and your potential. And success does not climb over walls you build yourself. It waits for you to tear them down. The moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life is the moment your life begins to change. Not your parents, not your background, not the economy, not your friends, you. That's power, because when you blame others, you give them control. But when you take responsibility, you take your power back. It doesn't matter where you started. It matters what you decide to do now. There are people who started with less than you and still found a way. There are people who faced bigger obstacles and still pushed forward. The difference isn't luck. The difference is ownership. When something goes wrong, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What can I learn from this?" When you fail, don't say, "I'm not good enough." Say, "I'm not good enough yet." That one word, "yet," changes everything. It shifts your mindset from defeat to growth. Excuses protect your ego, but they destroy your future. Responsibility may hurt your pride, but it builds your strength. Every successful person you admire had moments where quitting felt easier than continuing. They had moments where blaming circumstances would have been justified, but they chose accountability. They chose growth. They chose to look in the mirror instead of pointing fingers, and that mirror moment is powerful. It's uncomfortable, yes. It forces you to admit where you've been lazy, distracted, inconsistent, or afraid. But it also shows you something incredible, that if you caused part of the problem, you can also create the solution. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. You are not a victim of your goals. You are the driver. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. And discipline is built the moment you stop making excuses. Every time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," challenge it. Ask, "How can I?" Every time you want to delay, remind yourself that delay is a decision. Every time you want to blame, pause and look at what you could have done differently. This isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about being honest with yourself. Growth requires honesty. Success requires ownership. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And that response determines your future. Excuses may feel good in the moment because they remove pressure, but pressure is what builds diamonds. Pressure is what builds resilience. Pressure is what builds champions. If you want a different life, you must make different choices. If you want extraordinary results, you must develop extraordinary accountability. At the end of the day, your results tell the truth. Not your intentions, not your plans, not your promises, your actions. And when you eliminate excuses, your actions become sharper, stronger, and more focused. Success demands your excuses because it knows something you might not fully realize yet. The only thing truly standing between you and your next level is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't get there. Change the story, take control, and watch your life transform. Success demands your whole heart, not a piece of it, not the part that feels good, not the part that shows up when you're motivated, but the entire thing, your focus, your energy, your belief, your sacrifice, your consistency, your hunger. You cannot approach greatness casually. You cannot treat your dream like a hobby and expect it to pay you like a profession. When you are halfway committed, you will always get halfway results, and halfway results lead to frustration, doubt, and eventually quitting. But when you decide that this goal, this vision, this next level of your life deserves all of you, something shifts inside. Your mindset changes, your standards rise, your excuses lose power, because now it's not just something you're trying. It's something you've decided. And there's a difference between trying and deciding. Trying says, "I'll see what happens." Deciding says, "I will make it happen." Success responds to decision. It responds to obsession with improvement. It responds to the person who wakes up thinking about their goal and goes to sleep planning how to get closer to it. When your heart is fully in it, distractions become weaker, negativity becomes background noise, opinions lose their control over you. Because you are locked in, and being locked in doesn't mean you won't get tired. It doesn't mean you won't face setbacks. It doesn't mean you won't doubt yourself at times. It means that no matter what happens, quitting is no longer an option. That's what full commitment looks like. It's showing up on the days you feel strong and the days you feel weak. It's pushing forward when results are slow. It's believing in the vision even when you can't yet see the evidence. Most people give effort based on how they feel, but champions give effort based on who they want to become. They understand that identity drives behavior. If you see yourself as someone destined for greatness, your actions will start aligning with that belief. But if you secretly doubt your worth, your effort will always be limited. That's why success demands your belief too. You must believe you are capable even before you have proof. You must trust your process even before others understand it. You must back yourself, especially when nobody else does. Giving your whole heart also means sacrifice. It means saying no to things that don't align. It means protecting your energy. It means choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. It means sometimes standing alone because your standards are higher than your environment. But remember this, every sacrifice you make for your dream is building the future version of you. Every disciplined choice is shaping your character. Every focused hour is strengthening your foundation. When you commit fully, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop lowering your goals to match your effort. Instead, you raise your effort to match your goals. And that's powerful, because the moment your effort matches your ambition, your progress becomes unstoppable. Success is not impressed by talent alone. It is impressed by persistence, hunger, and heart. There will be people more gifted than you, more connected than you, maybe even more experienced than you. But if your heart is stronger, if your commitment is deeper, if your work ethic is relentless, you can outlast and outperform them. In the end, success is not just about achieving something external. It's about becoming someone internally. Someone disciplined, someone resilient, someone focused, someone unstoppable, and that transformation only happens when you stop giving pieces of yourself and start giving everything you've got. Because success doesn't need your interest, it needs your obsession, it doesn't need your spare time. It needs your priority, it doesn't need your convenience, it needs your conviction. And when you finally give it your whole heart, fully, boldly, relentlessly, that's when your life begins to change in ways you never thought possible.